Shout out to the movie.
Oh yeah, and don't forget to follow me also at Cass the Critic with a K.
Pretty much. Cass is going solo now.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Cassidy.
I'm Becca.
I'm Anna.
And we're the TriHards girls, and we're bringing you our faces this week because, you haven't gotten to see us in a while, and we miss you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, we're still in our cozy sweatshirts because it is a Friday night, so.
I've already forgotten once that we were filming, so this is going to be a challenge, but we're all along for the ride.
Honestly, I'm right with you, B, because we're used to filming our podcast episodes this way. We just detached the video, and you guys, sorry, you don't get to see our nasty faces until today because we don't have makeup on. But now we do. And honestly, I'm going to forget that I'm on camera because I'm used to just seeing you guys. And
something I need to remember is to look up at the camera, hey, hello, instead of at your guys' faces on the screen, because that is all I'm doing. And my eyes are very closed.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing right now. I'm looking at you.
It's hard because you want to look at who you're talking to.
Wait, let's look at the camera. Now look at each other.
I think it really doesn't matter if we look at each other, though. They know that, it's hard, right? So, At least we're trying. So please bear with us. This is new. Please let us know in the comments below if you'd rather have these kind of podcasts where you can actually see our faces and see us interact, or if you liked the old format. Totally fine with us. Just keep us updated on your feelings. Well, this week we actually are going to do a movie review. Should you try it? So Anna, do you want to explain the movie?
Yeah, of course. So it just came out on Thanksgiving. It is a very iconic movie. It is called Happiest Season. Season or Seasons? I honestly forgot.
Season. Single.
Happiest Season.
I honestly already forgot the name of the movie, but I'm kind of glad I did.
I feel like it doesn't really have a title that it's memorable, to be honest.
No, and it really doesn't align with the movie itself. It's just kind of random.
Because let me tell you, it was not the happiest season.
No. And I don't like that. And I do not like the name for it. I don't like that. Mm-mm.
There could have been way better
name
name
for me.
Yeah.
It's the name for me.
And it is on Hulu, so if you guys have Hulu, you can watch it for free. So I'm thinking maybe we should just jump right into it. We all just watched it, so it's fresh in our minds. Becca literally just watched it an hour ago. So
yeah, a couple hours ago.
And I literally watched it 4 days ago. So it's
yeah,
we'll get all of the different angles.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have to give mad props to the casting director because this cast honestly couldn't have been casted better. And I don't want to get too crazy here or anything, and I know we're going to get into it a little bit more, but this movie might have single-handedly fixed, I'm gonna say it, Kristen Stewart's career.
Dude, I could not agree more. I
Said it.
I think she's meant to play in Christmas movies. Stay in your lane, bitch.
Stay in that lane, girl. You good at that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't get it. I don't get it. I've been a K Stewart fan for a while, and she's the shit. I know what you mean. She's very awkward, but I will say this performance was really, really good.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
She convinced me, and she doesn't really convince me in shows, and she convinced me in this movie, so she gets an A+ for me.
Her and Mackenzie Davis had such a good connection on screen. I thought that they did a really great job together for sure. And obviously our man Dan Levy, oh my god,
He killed it.
Happy.
So good. It kind of made me want to watch Schitt's Creek again.
Oh my god, yes. Honestly, this whole cast, just because they're such refined actors for the most part, obviously, Dan Levy obviously is newer, but in mainstream, I should say. Honestly, because they had such, iconic actors, such a good rap sheet of actors that are refined, they've been doing this for a while. just all of them were really able to mesh well, and their comedic timing was so on point. Like, no joke was too early, too fast, something that happened. Like, for example, when they found the kids in the Christmas tree, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but the fact that that was a joke from almost the beginning of the movie and you could still get it at the end, it was, I don't know, it was chef's kiss.
They all also, like, it wasn't that one actor or actress took over the whole movie. They all had a say in the movie, and they all had a very important part. Like, I don't think I could take anyone out without ruining a piece of the movie. You know what I mean?
And it's hard to choose a favorite, I feel like.
Oh, I know my favorite.
I mean, there's definitely ones that you love more, but I loved so many of there wasn't a character that I just despised. Like, I loved them all.
Like, you couldn't even, I'm getting too ahead of myself, but let's just say Mr. Raymond from Aquamarine and Evan Chambers from Greek was on it, and it made my life. And I feel like you're supposed to kind of hate his character. We'll get more into it later, but you couldn't, because it's fucking Evan Chambers.
He was so not, like, yeah, I get, he was a part of it, but he wasn't even that big into the whole storyline in the end that he couldn't ruin it, you know?
No, for sure. But I was just saying, because I had to shout out the Greek community. And
speaking of another actor that we don't see all the time, but we got to see make an appearance again, is Mr. Callahan himself.
That's true.
You know,
wait, what's that?
From Legally Blonde, he's not a very good professor. He keeps his hands to himself. Elle Woods would never.
I didn't even make that connection. I honestly
wait, Calhoun.
But I got who you were saying.
Not Callahan. Calhoun, that was his name.
Might I say he hasn't aged a day since that movie? He looks the exact same as he did in Legally Blonde.
And Titanic. Okay, maybe a little bit older now, but
Give him a round of applause to start off with that.
oh, how could we not talk about Mrs. Herring herself, aka Anna? I forgot her last name, but Katie Herring's mom is in this too, and she's iconic.
Yes, she's the like not sponsor, the.
But you love Lady Smith back on Plaza.
She didn't in this movie.
No,
who
she
is
didn't.
she? She's like the like
she's the one that might sponsor him or something, right? Or like endorse
money
him.
to sponsor or whatever. Endorse, yeah.
Endorser.
Yes, that's what it is.
Wow,
She
you would
got
think we just
one.
went through one of the craziest political things in the world right now. We forgot what a endorser was.
No, but honestly, like, that just shows how well this cast was, because even the characters like that, you know, that did not have a huge role at all, like a scene, were still like known, recognizable actors. I don't know, just so good.
Might I also quickly add, before we jump into the actual story and movie, I went on Hulu last night to watch a Christmas movie, and let me just say, the rest of the Hulu Christmas movies ain't it, sis. So if you guys go on Hulu, this is like the only one that you should watch on there.
Yeah,
Christmas movies. Yeah.
For me, it's really hard for a new Christmas movie for me to enjoy. I don't know why. I just feel like they're just all overdone, overplayed, and usually so cheesy. Like, I can't hang. And yeah, so it's really hard to like get a new Christmas movie to my heart, you know?
Yes. Let's dive into the movie, though. I'm not going to give away any spoilers right now. However, I feel like we should just kind of tell the audience what it is kind of about, which is Abby, aka Kristen Stewart. She is thinking about proposing to her longtime girlfriend, Harper.
Yep.
And she doesn't really like Christmas. Harper is like, why don't you just come home for the holidays with me, since you don't have anybody here back home? And little does Abby know, Harper hasn't come out to her family yet. And that's pretty much the plot of the movie.
Yeah, so they're just the whole time hiding it and pretending that Kristen Stewart, aka Abby, is just her best friend and roommate. All right, so that is essentially the beginning of the story. And now they're ending up back at Harper's house. So this is where the whole cast come in. She has two sisters. One's like just like a spastic, like you know, the sister, the kind of outlier of the family, you know. And
very high energy.
Super high energy. You guys, sometimes some people in this movie reminded me of my own family. I just saw like me, Kendall, and Savannah fitting into like these three sisters. And bitch, I don't even want to tell you who I thought I was because I'm a bitch, okay?
So I'm guessing
I already know. Sloan.
Yeah. 100%.
So
okay, Savannah, if you're listening.
She ain't gonna listen.
Kendall's a lesbian, you know? I love how Anna and we already knew. We were like, oh, girl, we know who you are. Don't even try. We know. You're Sloan.
Oh, I know. So anyways, I think my favorite...
bitch.
Dude, yeah, I am the bitch. But I love my sister, so I would never do that to her. Not gonna spoil it for you guys. But I will say that I think Jane was my favorite character. Just as soon as we met her, she was just so, like, out there.
I knew she'd be your favorite.
She freaking cracked me up. I loved her. So anyways.
She honestly stole the show, to be honest. Like, she was just so, she captivated the screen.
Mm-hmm. She did great. Too. Yeah, she did good. So there was two sisters. There were some of the other main characters. The dad, who was the Calhoun guy from Legally Blonde. Mm-hmm. And then the mom, who was like super well known. And we didn't really talk about her as much yet, but she was Step Brothers, the mom in Step Brothers. Her name's Mary Steenburgen, and her name's Tipper. But she was the mom, and so sorry,
she was a bitch.
Excuse me. Yes, she was in Step Brothers, but she was also in another iconic Christmas movie, Elf.
That's true.
Yes, that's so true.
Okay,
yeah. Honestly, she was such a bitch in this movie. I just wanted to yell at her. So, like we said, they go to Harper's hometown to go spend Christmas with Harper's family. Abby's parents died when she was 19, and so she kind of hated Christmas afterwards, or didn't like celebrating it. And then this year she decides, you know what, maybe it can be fun again. I'm going to go to Harper's. She's under the impression they know. Obviously they don't, like Anna said. And these parents are like, one word, WASP. That's what they are. They are WASP parents. White Anglo-Saxon Protestant, I believe is what it is. But literally the typical like white hoity-toity, like everything needs to be perfect. Our family's amazing. Nothing ever goes wrong. You're on time. You give 150%, like to the T. And Abby obviously finds out, you know, all this kind of stuff. And Tipper is just so mean to her the entire time. Like, I could not bite my tongue. And I would be so pissed at my SO. And even if they didn't know, like, she was my significant other, I'd be so pissed off at a friend who would let someone talk to me the way her mom specifically was talking to her.
I agree.
I was also going to just quickly let everyone know that the reason why they were kind of so uptight was because the dad was running for mayor of the city. So the mom was going around like trying to put on a facade on social media, like taking pictures. She was so uptight about like everyone looking perfect. Obviously the dad was in his office preparing his speeches like the whole time, which was part of the funniness. But at the same time, you could tell, like Becca said, like they were just so obsessed with their family being looked at as perfect. So you could tell that Harper started to change when she got home. She felt like she can't really obviously love on Abby, who she lives with. And then she's also starting to like put on the facade for her family, right? Mm-hmm. So
that was really hard to watch, I think, because they captured that, like, it was very, very, like, I felt for her. I really felt for her and Abby. But then, like, I kind of started to hate Harper because she was forgetting who she truly is, but she was just caught up with the lie. And poor Abby, like, literally wanting to propose. And she's so madly in love with her. And she's just, like, being pushed to the back in every sense throughout pretty much the whole movie. And that literally broke my heart.
And it was so sweet that Abby was trying so hard to connect with her dad.
Yeah.
Like, obviously trying to be like, oh, I loved your speech last week. And then mom was like a bitch. She's like, okay, let's go. Like, we don't need to talk about this. Da, 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 da. So.
Yeah. And it also kind of made me think about, like, obviously, like, the LGBTQ community and people that had to come out to their families. Like, I think it's ridiculous that even a person needs to come out as anything to their family. It should just be the way it is. It's like, you don't see us coming out straight to our families. But I can't even imagine, like, how that must feel, and then having to hide it for so long, and then you're finally open, and then you have to go be put back in a situation where you have to be back in the closet. Like, I'm just thinking about the people, like, in real life that have to go through that, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
I think there's that scene, you know, this is definitely towards the end, so I won't go super into it, but there's a scene where Dan Levy's character is explaining to Abby the differences between how she came out and how Harper has to come out. And he also explained another, like, scenario, and I feel like they did it really well, because even to me, yes, of course, I know not everyone's accepted. Yes, I know some people are. Like, yeah, we all know that, but just the way he presented it and the different scenarios he said, I feel like it was just done really well. And totally like what Anna was saying, my heart, we'll talk about that scene later, but my heart.
Yeah. And I totally agree. They did a great job with that. Love Dan Levy. So let's kind of jump into the middle. So now we're at the house. They've met everybody. You kind of get an understanding of the family and who they are. Then they go out to dinner, okay? And let's all remember that the family doesn't know that Harper is dating a woman. So the mom specifically invites her ex-boyfriend to dinner. So that puts another thing on her plate, because he is sitting at the table. Abby's uncomfortable, Harper's uncomfortable, and it's just kind of like a weird dynamic.
And it's obviously very clear that he's still in love with her and wants to be with Harper. And the whole movie, it's just Abby is Harper's boyfriend friend. And it's like,
oh my God, the things they were saying, yeah, or oh my God, yes.
Very
like
totally.
I said, the way they talked to her, I was like, no.
So messed up. I would be so embarrassed if I even brought home literally just a friend, and she was treated that way. Like, I would hope my family would never treat anybody that way, whether it's my friend, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, anybody. So
100%.
But guess who they also run into at the dinner, not planned? Harper's ex-girlfriend that no one knows about, who is Aubrey Plaza. I fucking love her.
Again, they just, the casting.
And she became kind of an important person in this movie, I feel like.
Yeah.
Totally.
Honestly, my girl crush. The moment when she came in, or she was like walking past them, and I was like, wow, I want to be you. She's so good. That blazer.
And I liked the friendship she built with, so she ends up building this friendship with Abby, and super platonic the entire time. It's never like we can talk about Twitter afterwards, but in the movie, they don't make it like this flirty thing. They really do just make it like a platonic friendship. And they kind of related to the fact that obviously we find out that Riley, right? That's her name in the movie, that Aubrey Plaza plays. And she was Harper's best friend growing up, and they ended up being romantic. And that was her first girlfriend. And they both really relate to the fact that they're in her world. They loved her / love her, but they felt or feel ashamed to be with her. That is what Harper feels, because she hides them, or hid her. Hid and hides. So, but it was really cool to kind of see how they kind of came together.
Yeah, I thought they both did a good job of like being friends. Again, I think Kristen Stewart did a great job in this movie, and I think Aubrey Plaza and her looked really good on screen, like interacting with each other. So I like believed their new friendship, right? And they were connecting over this one thing. So I liked that.
Yeah, it wasn't over forced where you're like, okay, you just met her and you guys are like these BFFs. It was very much like, hey, we met, we related, and everyone here sucks, and every time we see each other, we're going to kind of hang out and talk. It was definitely, it felt very natural.
Yes. Even though the mama was trying real hard, to catfish everybody on Instagram by showing them that they're just a picture perfect family. We found out even more dirt and drama. Turns out that the sisters were bickering all the time. Salone wasn't as loved by the parents. She was kind of more in the back, and I think it's because the mom was not happy with the way her life turned out. She had so much potential and she just wasted it, according to her mom. And then of course little Jane was always the black sheep. She's kind of the joke of every
artist.
Yeah.
She fixed the Wi-Fi.
I know, she fixes everything. She's Miss Tech Support, she's Miss Everything. And they idolize Harper, which is what also makes it hard for Harper to come out to her parents, because she is honestly the poster child. She's the favorite, let's be real.
She's killing it in her job. They think she's heterosexual. They just think she is being a hashtag boss lady, which she is. And we just find out that all of the sisters have their demons. Jane's is obviously very upfront and out there. They show it the whole time. She's always 100% herself. But with that came no respect from her family. And then the oldest sister, Sloane, like Anna mentioned, her mom and her dad they gave up on her, as in she was good for nothing because she had this huge, amazing degree, and she's now just the poster child of the best mom. That's what they market her as to the friends, because she ended up quitting her law job. She was a lawyer, right? Or attorney, and decided to sell, as her mom calls it, gift baskets, which, okay, is so horrible, but I was laughing when I found out what she was actually doing in the car. When she asked her, I was like, that is hilarious that her mom's gift baskets. I died laughing. But yeah, so there's just clearly, obviously, all these issues. And because of everything going on, it's not a Christmas movie without them all coming to light.
And let me just say, Sloane's kids were little monsters. They were like the twin, or the kids from The Shining. They just showed up there and were just who are you? Why are you in my bed? Such little shits.
Honestly, if your guys' kids end up like that, or mine, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
It ain't gonna happen. It is not gonna happen. Also, Sloane, she is her mother's daughter, but that whole scene where she was just like, let's go, and she turned back, she was so rude. They were just also rude, but it makes sense as you get to know the whole family.
I think the main point in the story where everything just kind of turns to shit even more is when, after one of the parties for Harper's dad, Harper invites Abby to go out into the bars with her ex-boyfriend, aka Evan Chambers.
Which we have to talk about. She had to meet her there because she wasn't invited to the dinner. She got disinvited to the dinner.
Oh my God, how are we
not the demon children?
Yeah. How are we not going to bring up how she got disowned?
Because it also provided a good scene from The Wrong Missy.
From the star of The Wrong Missy.
Yes.
Dude, these demon children threw something in Kristen Stewart's bag, Abby's bag, and then she walked out of the store and all the alarms were going off and she had to be taken to the back room in the mall, where all the stealers go. And then they got in trouble because everyone in the city now knows that Abby stole something. And so then she goes back to the house and basically they all tell her that she can't go to this dinner for her dad's, mayor stuff.
It's not a good look.
So horrible. So now we flash back to Mr. Evan Chambers at the bar.
So Abby leaves the bar early, and because I think she starts to get a little bit uncomfortable too. And Miss Harper decides to come home at 2 a.m. and isn't responding to Abby's text, which of course, she doesn't have to, but it'd be nice after she said she'd be home at a reasonable time, and she doesn't do that. And also, that your potential future fiance is out at a bar getting drunk with her ex-boyfriend, who obviously still has feelings for her. It's very obvious,
I feel like this night is too just where you see that she is not acting herself, because forget the fact that ex-boyfriend was there, forget he was even there, right? the fact that if I'm putting myself in Abby's shoes, the fact that I'm in your hometown, I know no one, things have not been going well. You're aware things haven't been going well, as she mentioned. I talk about how I'm going to go home, and you said, okay, well, I'm just going to stay a little bit longer. And then you still don't. That's the issue, I feel like. I mean, forget the fact that he was even there. I mean, clearly, you know, she's not supposed to like the PP. She's supposed to like the VV. So that's not even the biggest issue, you know?
Dude, you read my mind. I literally was going to say that exact same thing. Like, Abby's so uncomfortable, and she's not giving her any sort of comfort. When in this situation, if any, you should be able to provide your significant other that support. So, totally agree.
I agree. I was going to say that too, but I just I felt I felt horrible for Abby.
Now this all happens. There's been multiple times that Abby and Harper have kind of got into not fights, but, you know, definite instances where it's uncomfortable and they know that something's gone awry. So now we're getting towards the end of the movie where, you know, everyone's building up tension. The parents are still trying to look perfect, and they're going to host this special party at their house where they're doing a whole Secret Santa gift giving. I hope you guys all know what a Secret Santa is, but everyone has to bring a gift, and then you pick a gift from under the tree, and no one knows who brought it. So they're preparing for this event. Abby comes home. She had a little help from Riley, who is Harper's ex, to find a gift because Abby had no one else to go with. Sloane was a fucking bitch, and her kids were little assholes, so she couldn't get a gift then. So everyone is there, literally everyone in the movie, including Dan Levy, who shows up last minute because Abby called him and was like, dude, I don't know what's going on. Then he hung up. So awkward. And then
so awkward, but it was so funny too. I love the part where he was like, yeah, I'm gonna need to think on this one. Because that's so true. I'd be like, I don't know what to do. I need to think.
I was about to say, I don't know how we also haven't talked about their random phone calls. It made it more funny. It made the movie more funny. I love when he was at the pet store trying to find the fish that he killed, because Abby is a veterinarian and she has...
No.
She's just watching pets.
Oh, I thought she was, but...
You guys, we are all over the place because we didn't even tell you, why Dan Levy's character is even in this movie. Yeah, he's essentially Abby's really good friend, and since she decided to go home with Harper, she had all these pets that she was supposed to be watching for other people while they were gone. And so her friend, Dan Levy's character, is watching them for her. So we get to see him a lot throughout the movie through these phone calls Anna's talking about.
So John, aka Dan Levy, shows up. He's there, ready to support Abby because he wasn't sure what happened when he left off, and I think she kind of was hoping to leave the house because she was so uncomfortable. So just picture everybody at the house. All these tensions are high, and then they start the Secret Santa. And that's when shit goes down, okay? Because Sloane and Abby get into a huge fight. I don't want to spoil anything for anyone listening. I mean, I hope you already watched if you're listening to us right now. But Sloane had an equally hidden thing going on that she wasn't telling her family. And she found out... Oh, wait, should I say that?
I feel like we always ruin the movie.
So we could just say it.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, go watch it and then come back.
Yeah, because we're about to give you some spoilers for the ending. Sloane finds out about Harper and Abby's relationship. She walks in on them in the room, kissing or looking at each other very closely. She knows what's going on. She's ready to fucking spill the beans to her family. She's like, I don't like Harper. She's my competition, and Sloane wants to be the golden child again. Mm-hmm. So she starts running upstairs, trying to go tell her parents. And then Harper runs after her. And okay, what's it called when there's a symbol in the movie and you're like, wow, that's literally
foreshadowing?
A symbol of foreshadowing. Oh, they open up the closet and guess who they find?
Metaphor?
A metaphor. They open up the closet and there is Sloane's husband and a woman who's another actor in the movie making out. And Sloane is hiding the fact that her husband and her are getting a divorce. So then they're fucking rummaging through the house, And they go into the room where everyone's picking presents, and it's a shit show, like a literal shit show.
And little Miss Jane is so excited the whole night. She's like, oh, I can't wait for someone to pick my gift. Like, I'm so excited. And as soon as someone is opening up Jane's gift, and it's this beautiful, beautiful painting that she's like, I worked so hard on it. Sloane and Harper come barging into the room, and they go literally right through the painting, and it rips. And her face broke my heart when she's like, my painting. And that's pretty much where Sloane outs Harper in front of her whole entire family and pretty much the town, and like important people that could literally make or break her father's career. And I mean, I can't even imagine having coming out is such a personal thing to do, and to have someone else take that away from you. And people usually just do it when they're ready and they feel like the time is right. And for someone that, like your sister, someone that you wouldn't expect just to out you like in such a hurtful way, like I can't even, like that broke me. I keep saying, I'm like, that broke my heart, but it really did. So everybody found out that Sloane's husband is having an affair, and they're getting a divorce, and she's not as perfect as she seems. And everybody found out about Abby.
Sorry, I feel like the worst part of it though was when Sloane like pointed at her and was like, Harper's lesbian with Abby. Abby had just walked in from going on a walk to like try and calm down with John, and she had just walked back in when she said that, and she pointed over at her, and there's all these people staring at her, and then Harper looks at Sloane and says, you're lying. And at that point, I mean, that's when I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe that she just denied it in front of her there. And that's when she runs out, or goes to pack up her stuff to like leave, get out of there. And oh my God, that part was just so heartbreaking. And obviously that's then where we see the whole scene of them being outside. Or was maybe that right before they came back in?
It was, yeah, kind of back to what you were saying at the beginning about you didn't want to give any spoilers at first, but it was then when he was saying like, hey, I didn't have a good experience coming out to my family. So you have to understand that for her, it's completely different. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like literally in the moment when Harper said, no, I'm not in a relationship with her, and she walked in, Aubrey Plaza, Riley was there at the same time, and it was kind of like the similar situation with Riley, where Harper completely denied her relationship with Riley when they were in high school or middle school or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And also outed her too.
And outed Riley to everybody, so it was like just Riley going through that whole experience on her own. So it was just like a very like mirrored situation with both of them, which is why Riley and Abby connected so well at the beginning. So it was a very emotional sort of ending. And I will say that like things really picked up, and I feel like a lot of them learned a lot of lessons, although like it was very harsh. And like I said, Sloane's a motherfucking bitch.
You guys, I took a picture of myself crying. And so maybe if you're lucky, you'll see it on Instagram. But I literally took a picture of myself crying in the whole scene, in that like whole scene when everything was going on. And I was just like, oh my God, like I was so sad. I think it was the part too when they were outside talking about how different people have different experiences with coming out. But specifically when she was like, no, that's not true, and all that kind of stuff. Oh my gosh. If you're lucky, you'll see that photo on Instagram.
Oh, it's going on Instagram.
Follow us everywhere at the TriHards Girls.
But I also really appreciated that even during like the really sad moments, like I know I mentioned it earlier about when we find the kids behind the Christmas tree, there was also still, it was really quick to stop crying and laugh again, because they kept the jokes going too, even though you were feeling so heartbroken. I don't know. I just think it was really well done. Again, the jokes were on point. They were always at the right time.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. It was a very heartwarming film, but it was still very funny too.
It's relatable as fuck too. Like, seriously. You can find like certain situations that go on a lot in a lot of different families, especially during the holiday season. Like everyone's tensions get high sometimes during the holidays because everyone's stressed out. It's the end of the year. You haven't seen your family in a while, so everyone's in one room at one time. And so I feel like it's just so relatable.
It also made me think about the hopeful future when I get to go home to see or meet my significant other's family, it honestly kind of gave me a little anxiety. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh my God, what if it was horrible? What? Like, oh my goodness. I thought about it. I'm not gonna lie.
What if they don't want me in the family photo?
Right?
So sad. Well, I hope most families aren't like this, although I know there are a few sprinkled throughout the world.
That's right.
But I feel like that was like a really good overview. There are a few more things at the end that happen. I don't want to fully ruin the movie, but I also thought that it was really well done. I really enjoyed it. I would watch it again next year, and that's saying a lot because not all Christmas movies hit you like that. You know what I mean?
I said the same thing. I was like, I would watch this again. I thought it was that good. And I mean, we do have to talk a little bit about on Twitter because there was this huge thing, and I did see this part before I watched the movie, but it didn't sway me. And a lot of people were like, oh, we wanted Kristen Stewart to end up with
Riley?
Aubrey Plaza. Yeah, with Riley. And I did not feel that way.
I had that feeling, yeah, a little bit, because they were connecting at the bar and stuff, and I was like,
totally. I mean, they definitely connected.
It's gonna take a turn, but
I don't know. Yeah, same.
Speaking of the bar, the drag queens were everything. Miss Trixie not Trixie. Oh my God, no, Ben de la Creme. It was Ben de la Creme and Jinx Monsoon, and they're from Seattle. Both of them are from fucking Seattle.
Love that.
Oh my gosh, represent!
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that scene was so funny with them singing along.
It was fun. Again, applause for Kristen Stewart. She did a great job.
And I feel like that moment right there kind of reminded me of the Grinch, where his heart kind of started to grow because, he hated Christmas. It kind of reminded me of that with Kristen Stewart. She was kind of giving Christmas more of a chance. And to be honest, I feel like Harper didn't really get that, didn't spark that for her. I feel like it was a lot coming from Riley.
Who knows? There could be a part 2.
All I'm saying is,
if they got budget for all the cast members.
Seriously.
That's so true. Hulu got that money.
I think it's doing really good, though, and I think it's getting pretty good reviews. So let's go look at some reviews online.
Should we do our reviews first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Idea.
Okay, Anna, what was yours?
Out of 10, I would give it an 8.9.
Okay.
I think it was really good. I think it has potential to get even more of a following. Like you said, Cassidy, I will be watching it again next year. Maybe I'll even ask Tristan if she wants to watch it again, because I'd like for her to see and get her opinion. It was a very kind of historical film to make too in general. It was written and directed by a queer woman. Also, the cast had a lot of queer people in it too.
Yeah, no, it definitely, I agree. Okay, you guys, I gave this movie a 10 out of 10 because, like I said earlier, Christmas movies are hard to do these days. I honestly feel like there hasn't been a new Christmas movie in probably 10 years that I've liked. I'm not even joking. And so I would say, just like Anna, I could watch this again this year. It kept me entertained the whole time. I was laughing. Like I said, I thought it was great. 10 out of 10, recommend.
Word.
Wow, I was not expecting that from you. To be honest.
I know, I'm a harsh critic, but
you are a very harsh critic.
And I bet y'all thought I was going to score higher, huh?
No, I thought you were going to score lower. You were giving me vibes that you didn't like Anna.
Yeah, I thought you didn't like it when we first came on, yeah.
But maybe you were just trying to hide it, be mysterious.
Ugh.
I was trying to be mysterious about it.
She's a sneaky girl.
But I thought you guys would think I'd rate it a 9 or a 10 for some reason, because I'm a high ranker, I feel like. I'm always...
Yeah, that's true. You definitely are.
I'm a high ranker, and I'm going to tell you guys...
Yes, for sure Cassidy is a high ranker.
But I'm going to tell you guys that I ranked this 8.5.
Okay.
So I was just surprised that you guys ranked it higher than me, to be honest.
Honestly, 10 out of 10 Christmas movies. I mean, I feel like they're so hard to do these days. And they killed it.
So on average, I rounded it up, and we did, in total, our average is 9.1. So that's pretty good. That's an A-.
So that's
we watch it again.
That's a 3 out of 3. TriHards approved.
TriHards approved. You heard it here first. Watch it on Hulu. Get it on Hulu. If you don't have Hulu, find a friend that does and log into their account and use it because they're your friend. They should let you do that. Okay, so now let's look at the real critics. Well,
I'm actually like kind of nervous.
Me too.
don't be nervous because Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 84%, which is really good. And honestly, Rotten Tomatoes is kind of doesn't rate movies like comedy movies as high. So I feel like this is like a really good rating for them.
I feel like specifically because usually a lot of comedy movies has that cheese factor where I feel like this one it wasn't cheesy. Like the jokes were just good. It was good writing and directing and casting.
It wasn't cheesy. And let me tell you, don't watch Cinderella Christmas on Hulu because that shit's cheesy. That is cheesy. Are we in Wisconsin? Because it's cheesy.
And I usually love cheese.
Well, we do love
Don't get me
Wisconsin
wrong.
this year.
That's true.
Cheese makes my stomach gurgly, you know what I mean?
We need some lactate on aisle Cassidy.
So Rotten Tomatoes gave it the 84%. Metacritic gave it 69%, which I don't really follow Metacritic scores.
Yeah, who are they? We don't know her.
What is important though, and that I like to see, is the like percentage of the audience score who liked the movie, and that was an 83%. So that's still really good. 83% for who liked it, and 84% for Rotten Tomatoes, and a 9.1 from the TriHards Girls. You heard it here first. We think that you guys should watch this movie. Happiest season. You'll forget the name, but you won't forget the movie.
Yeah, honestly, we do need to talk about the writers on the name because that just was not it, sis.
Honestly, they needed a marketing guru on their team, and they forgot to call me. So rude. How about you hit me up next time?
I actually was about to say, can we all really quickly come up with a better title than Happiest Season?
Oh my god, fun.
I know. Get your thinking caps on.
Oh my god, hard.
Out of season.
Out of season.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, this is so hard.
I know. I'm really struggling. I'm the one that's like, let's do this. Oh my god, I hate that I said that now.
No, I think that we can come up with something, you guys. Come on, let's put our thinking caps on.
I know. No, I'm thinking.
So two women love each other. They're going to see their family for Christmas, meet them for the first time. Oops, just kidding. She's just my best friend.
Mary's Secret? No. I don't know.
Secret Christmas?
Mary Secrets. That's cute.
A secret Christmas? A secret Christmas.
A Christmas secret.
A Christmas secret. A Christmas secret. A Christmas secret. We did it. We did it. We did it. Yeah, we did it. Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay, I still think we can come up.
The Explorer.
I still think that we can come up with even more names. Like, that's a great name. So if you guys have any suggestions, please let us know in the comments down below, because if your name's better, we'll give you that like button up, because like we need a better name for this. We need to change it now. But it is what it is. I'm glad that the name of the movie doesn't reflect the quality of it.
That is so true, because that name, like, I honestly, yeah. I've already forgotten it again.
I actually did too. I have to think about it.
When I think about it, I just think of like the Dan Levy, Kristen Stewart movie. That's what I think of. But it's worth it. It's worth it.
Christmas with the asshole.
Yep. And you know what, you guys? This movie deserves a 10 out of 10 just for single-handedly saving Kristen Stewart's career. Give it a round of applause. Round of applause. We'll allow her to be in another movie.
Well, thank you everyone so much for joining us on this video and podcast episode for the Should You Try It, the Happiest Season. Yes, you should. Please go watch it and let us know what you think. We hope that you guys rate it around a 9.1 like we did. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us everywhere at the TriHards Girls. We are hitting it hard on Instagram, so I would recommend highly following us there. And don't forget to follow us at our personal accounts at Cass Kardash,
at Mick Farbeck,
at acaroline19.
And also don't forget to follow us on all podcast platforms. If you don't want to see our beautiful faces, you can just listen to us in the car, okay? And with that, the TriHards are
ho 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 out.